Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning, and welcome to this week's segment of Live Without Limits. Today's show is titled Zig Ziglar Taught Me the Secret to Success. And one of the things that I want to say is back in the 90s, in the 20th century, before the internet, they used to have success seminars. And I remember not just being at the success seminar, but I was a volunteer there. And what I did was I would often stand at the back of the room selling the books for all the speakers, and Zig Ziglar was one of the speakers at one of these events. You can get everything you want in life if you help enough people to get what they want, said Zig Ziglar, and that is true no matter what. I believe selling is the prerequisite to success. So did my mentor, Zig Ziglar. And so did my mentor, Zig Ziglar, because everything is selling everything. Nothing ever gets done anywhere until somebody sells something. Whatever you ate for breakfast started your journey to your table when someone sold something to you. You probably won't make any money this week unless someone sells something or makes money. That is, that if someone sells you something that makes money for you. And recently, I was able to purchase a product called HQ Seminar. And what is HQ Seminar? It's a site that I can go and I can create presentations that I can upload to, and I can either market them as an evergreen where they're already pre-recorded, or I can do them live, or I can do them semi-live where they've been done live once, and then people can go back and watch them later and get the information. But here's the also nice thing about it. Through them, I found out a program called Loop that you can add to your Chrome, that you can actually pre-record all your presentations and take them and upload them to HQ Webinar. The thing is, all of these things have come about recently because of the technology and people who develop software that today you can be a professional speaker and trainer, and you don't have to travel the way you did back in the day of Zig Ziglar, when every time you had a book, every time you went to do a presentation, you had to send out a media kit, and it either had to have a book in it that you had written, or it had to have a videotape of you giving a presentation, because everything is selling everything. Nothing ever gets done anywhere until somebody sells something. Selling is what makes the world work and what drives the economy. You may have a great product service, but until it gets sold, nothing happens. And here's something to also think about. Today, we're in a great economy, and people have money in their pockets, but we got a president that wants to tax and put tariffs on all importing goods, forgetting that we have goods that are sold overseas, and if we tariff their products and increase everything, they're going to increase the selling of our products. And what is that going to do? That's going to create a cycle of inflation and depression, and people are going to lose the money that they have to spend today. So, selling is what makes the world work and what drives the economy. You may have a great product or service, but until it gets sold, nothing happens. Think of Martin Luther King Jr. He had a dream of racial equality. Many people had the same dream, but King sold the dream to America on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, and he changed everything. Selling ideas, products, services, or even yourself is what makes everything else possible. I built my entire career on it. My sales mentor is Zig Ziglar. I've empowered entrepreneurs for more than 30 years as an original shark of the hit TV show. And by helping launch more than 500 products, generating more than $5 billion in global sales. And as I reflected on my success, I realized that it all came down to selling. As I dug deeper, I traced the roots of my success to becoming a protege of the great Zig Ziglar and mastering his sales secrets. I also uncovered a few of my own along the way, but Mr. Ziglar was the master of sales masters. His timeless secrets inspired thousands of millionaires. His book, Secrets to Closing a Sale, sold over 1 million copies and is known worldwide as the Sales Bible. He touched more than 250 million people during his 40 years in truly innovative sales success. I could never have been the success I've had if not for the sales secrets I learned from Zig Ziglar. So, we're talking about sales. And if you want to be a good salesman, the first thing you need to do is to build a relationship with your customers. Why? Because you want them to either be repeat business to you or you want them to be and get you referral business. If they know, like, and trust you, then they will be willing to buy from you, and then you can upsell them. But it's all a matter of understanding how to market today. And you can go on ClickBank or you can go on JVZoo, and many professionals market their products and their software through JVZoo. Why? Because this way they don't have to have a sales force. So if you have a product or service that you want to sell and you think it has potential, then you need to go through a third party. Why? Because then you will split the profits, but they help you by doing your marketing and setting up through autoresponders, marketing your products. That's why I am proud to share here Zig Ziglar's secrets of selling for those who think they're not in sales. Remember something, everything we do today has to do with sales. Everything, nothing that you can imagine ever has anything not to do with sales. Selling is everything. I don't care who you are or what you do. You sell. Everyone does. First of all, you're selling yourself every time you market something because people are buying from you. You may be selling who you are on your resume. You may be selling your team on your vision. You may be selling a message to the world that you're passionate about. You may be selling a product or service the world really needs. You might even be selling your parents on letting you stay up late. Or your spouse, or taking your family on a vacation. Nothing ever gets accomplished until somebody sells something. There's a reason more than half of the Forbes billionaire list started out as salespeople. The number of today's leaders who succeeded by selling is high. Richard Branson, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Bethany Frankel, Sarah Blakely, Jeff Bezos, the list goes on. Selling is what makes the world work and what drives the economy. Unfortunately, some people get the wrong idea about selling. They buy into negative stereotypes about sales or think about shady con artists trying to manipulate someone into buying or doing something. The biggest culprit of making you think about on the negative side of selling is a car salesman, because guess what? They are trained how to sell you none of the benefits of the car, but to hype up your need, to hit your hot buttons, to get you to buy a car whether it's right for you or not. Selling is about giving value and helping people find solutions to problems so they can live more fulfilling lives. Guess what makes a presenter or a trainer the most important person to you? That when you take their course, you get more out of it than you actually pay. Why is that? Because for you, it's what you get and how it helps you build or grow your business. And I've recently come up with a product that I'm writing called Secret Formula for Building an Online Business. Not that it's really a secret formula, but it is a system that everyone should use, and it's something that many people don't really think about as what it takes to grow a business today. Because no matter if you have a brick and mortar store, you still have to have an online business. And why is that important to you? Because a brick and mortar store only stays open, say, from 9 to 5 or maybe 8 to 10 or whatever hours you set for your business, but your online business is open 24/7, 7 days a week, and it doesn't matter what time of day. Not only that, because it's on the internet, you can sell to people worldwide. That's why we've truly become a global economy with the personal computers, the tablets, your smartphone. All of those are 3 items that you can use to get on the internet today. In short, selling is service. Zig Ziglar always emphasized this truth. It's true today and always will be. How you serve when you sell. Here are just a few ways you can serve other people when you sell. Put them first. It's a people-first mindset that unlocks sales success. Some people think of sharks as ruthless predators, but there's not how I do business. I know how to innovate, disrupt, and the marketplace, orchestrate a killer investment deal, and grow a business. But my people-first perspective is at the heart of everything I do. I intentionally seek win-win relationships and solutions. Okay, so here we are. Do you want a win-win situation in selling your products? Do you know the best way to do that? How is it going to benefit your customer? Remember the call words, WIIFM, because every customer comes to you thinking, what's in it for me? WIIFM. If you remember those call words and you know their hot buttons and you can tell them the benefits of your product and how it will benefit them, that's more than 50% of closing your sale. Improve your lives. Improve lives of other people by sharing how your product or service will improve their quality of life. Always be thinking of how your product or service will be serving other people. As Zig Ziglar famously said, you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough people get what they want. And let's repeat this because this is a very important thing to remember. You can have everything in life that you want if you will help enough people get what they want. Be authentic. Authenticity is the huge price of success in sales. You may get short-term sales through deception, but long-term, over-the-top success happens when you don't fake it. Be real. Authenticity is especially important to millennials who are tired of unrealistic claims, but just about everybody. Be authentic by showing how you are focused on serving people by meeting their needs. This is the biggest thing that a lot of people don't realize, what it is that it takes to be authentic. And why is that important today? Here's one thing to remember about being authentic. With the internet today, there's so much information out there that it doesn't take much for people to do research. Remember, you got Google, who's really the top-ranked research route that you can get information in today. And how do you do this? You do this by going in and putting keywords in. You can put in the person's name. You can put in the name of their company. And today, almost everyone does, or every businessman has a podcast or something. You can always go on their website and research everything. You can find out how much they're selling, how much their income is. It is surprising how many times you can go in and you can Google a celebrity's name, and what comes up, one of the things that comes up, their net worth. And what does that mean? That's basically how much they've earned over a period of time, how much they've increased their income with investments, with the amount of property they own. It's just a matter of understanding that you can research everything. And the millennials and Generation Z are very savvy because they're very tech-oriented. They are the creators of today. They know how to go out and do all the things that can help them, and they're the ones that can take the internet and take it to the next level and show you how to build or grow that business that you're looking for. So let's go back and talk about this, and let's remember that today everything you do is selling, and you're selling yourself on your resume. You're selling your team on your vision. You're selling a message to the world that you're passionate about your services. your products, that you truly believe in what it is that you're doing. This is why when you go into business, you truly need to understand what your niche is and how and where the people are who need your services that are not being served. Because if you try to sell to everyone, you can't sell anything. But if you truly get it down to its narrowest people who truly need your services, then you can truly increase your sales. So remember, it's the message that you give to the world that you're passionate about that gets you what you want. So you could be selling a service or product that the world really needs, but you're only going to serve one small group of them. And remember, these are the most important parts of what you need to do. And another thing that we want to talk to you about, because there's a few ways that you can serve other people when you sell. And we're going to reiterate this, but you always want to put them first. You want them to know that you understand and you can give them what's in it for them. WIIFM. You want them to know that you want to help them live the best quality of life possible and help them get beyond their comfort zone. Because we all tend to hang around what makes us comfortable. This is why when you don't know how to stretch yourself, when you don't know how to get from point A to point B, your best way to do that is by getting with someone that will truly help you get to that point in your life. Because for many of us, life is a challenge. And the last thing to remember is that for you, be authentic. Let them know that you truly are who they see, both inside and out. Because if you are truly that person, then when they get to know you, they're going to be more willing to trust you, and they're going to be not only willing to trust you, but they'll really like you, and they will want to do business with you. And the last thing to remember is that you want to create a win-win situation for both of you, because your win is the sale. Their win is what they get from the product and how you can help them to get what it is that they truly need. When you can solve their problem. You know, many years ago, because I grew up in a home where there was a lot of physical abuse and both emotional and verbal abuse, my mother once had to go to the mental health center with my sister, and the counselor said to her, "You look like you have problems. Maybe we can help you." And her answer was, "The only way you can help me is to solve my problems." Well, guess what? No one can solve your problems for you. But what they can do is teach you to have better coping skills, to learn how to solve your problems yourself, because that answer is inside you. The problem is that you don't recognize it. And no matter what even when you're selling to solve a problem. So how can your product or service help them? Because maybe if the counselor had said to her, we can teach you to have better coping skills. We can teach you to communicate more effectively without creating a hostile environment. Maybe she might have been more willing to sit down with them and talk to them. But just saying to her, you have a problem, to her only problem was to have someone else solve it for them, because she was used to having someone to creating the problem and then making it like it was outside source that had to be solved. Many years ago, I just happened to be staying with my mother, and I don't know how many times that I tried to talk to her, to communicate with her, and it was like hitting a brick wall, because no matter what I was saying to her, she was not hearing me. She was interpreting it based on her own experience and how she wanted it to be. And so that's what she was hearing every time I tried to talk to her. So what happened? She thought that she could solve her problem by going to the courts and having me declared as and cry elderly abuse, that I was abusing her. All I was doing was talking to her and trying to communicate with her, but because she saw hostility at every turn, and she always created a hostile environment around her, that she only understood the physical abuse because that's what went on in the home for years. That was her comfort zone. That's what she wanted. And needless to say, they were never able to serve me the papers because I never answered the door to them. And then she came back and she dropped the whole case because she realized she was not going to be able to control me. And what was she going to do? She was going to have me declared violent so she could have me gain control over me and threaten me with going to court. I know exactly what she was trying to do. I understood it, but because I didn't play her game, nothing was ever able to come of it. So you understand that how you live your life, how you treat other people, the things that you do to enforce things, that is how you will interpret the things around you. And when you are selling people, you need to be authentic. You need to let them see the real you, because eventually it'll all come out and they will know exactly what you're like. And when they do, they will. Today, because of the internet, people can write reviews and testimonials and post them on the internet that someone will see it, and then guess what? It will go viral. So if you don't understand selling and you don't understand how to do it in a way that people like you, then you will not get what it is that you truly want in life. And remember, you can go to my website, and that website is the #1 personalcareercoach.com. And you can sign up for both coaching in your careers so that we can help you put together a personal mission statement, and if you need help in your personal life goals.